1 hour at 3 o'clock p.m. that day. The office of the President of the California Farm Bureau articulated the new Fulton Street office in Berkeley.
So the dedication of the new office building in Berkeley.
From 1955.
From 1955. All right, everybody, real quick.
Okay, we have from November the 6th, 1950. This is the article of corporation for the Cal Farm Investment Company. And here we have the, I don't know how many of you know that Farm Bureau at one time owned about 13 companies.
Yeah, they're all right here.
Yeah, so this happens to be from the Travel Services Company. Tuesday, the 30th day of August, 1955. Articles of Corporation from Fulton and Berkeley, with the old office down in Berkeley. So I think we had a battery company, we had a service company, we had a fertilizer company, and all kinds of companies. Cal Farm Investment Company, we said that one. What's that right there, Paul?
This one here. We have Farm Supply Company.
Farm Supply Company. This is from the, here's a little forgotten one. Articles of Incorporation of the Valley Livestock and Marketing Company from 1955. So, all these different companies. Anything else there? No cigars or anything like that. So all these things that are, the attorneys will want to look at all this. Come on, Carl Morgan. All you guys want to go through these, make sure they're all correct, right?
We killed those companies.
Most of them died by themselves. Okay, here's the county presidents and delegates and secretaries. This is from what meeting was this from? The Marketing Association, Valley Livestock. Apparently all the board members had to get together and vote whether they were going to continue this corporation. They said yes. So this was from 1949. We've read 1955, so it lasted another 6 years. It wasn't there when I came along in 1981, it was gone. So.
Got it?
So
Pretty much, we could go into a lot more detail.
when you think about, so almost 60 years ago, they put this for posterity's sake so that people would understand who the members were, what they did. It was all on some kind of film. Little would they know that nobody could read this stuff today. So when you think about how far we've come, and this was probably state of the art at the time, and they put that away, and you think about where we've come and how this organization has adapted to the challenges before it. There's a lot fewer Farm Bureau members. Probably wouldn't take this many rolls of microfiche to put all the Farm Bureau names on there for our members. But can you just imagine, this was 60 years from here to where we are today with the cell phones and all the technology. Can you imagine where it's going to be in the next 60 years? So instead of Matt being up there flying that drone, everybody will be coming to work on probably one of those little things, flying back and forth. Maybe it'll just be working from home. But, you know, I think this is a testament to see some of this history, and it is adapted. When you look at most of those companies, Farm Supply Company, there's a lot of, we still have Mendocino Farm Supply, Stanislaus Farm Supply, Gloucester Farm Supply. We have a few out there. But there's an awful lot of private companies that started with those farm supplies that then went private, and they're still servicing agriculture today. So if you're going to survive into the future, you've got to be able to adapt. Jamie just talked about what you have to do to be able to adapt. You protect what you have today, and you defend, and then you promote for the future. And that's what this organization has done. And when you think about all the different buildings we've had, and we've talked to everybody out here, a lot of folks said, so what do you think about it? It's not a building. It's the people that are in that building. Because those are the people that earn the membership dues from each of us each and every day. And I can speak now as a farmer. I can't wait to get Ag Alert to see what's on it. I look on social media to see what Farm Bureau is doing today, what I can do, you know, whether it's a farm team alert, sending something out. And so we've got to make sure that folks are responding to those requests, because it's the board, it's the leadership with Jamie and Shannon, Sean, but it's really those of you here that are still working and those of you that came back, that passed this torch on to the people that are here. And so the people that are in this building today, I just hope that you really identify with and respect the fact that we have so many people that came back, because when we talk about Farm Bureau, we really are family. California agriculture is family. And so and I'm just going to say, we've seen a lot of changes. Yeah, Jamie one time handed me the microphone. I said, you shouldn't have done that. But I do want to give
Good
kudos.
president, Paul. You're a good president.
I do want to give kudos to one partner. We had to adapt, and this building is part of that adaptation. Little did we know that we were going to lose over 24,000 members because of the Affordable Care Act. Even though the president said you could keep your insurance. Well, he lied. You couldn't keep your insurance because it didn't allow for underwriting. We had 24,000. I remember calling people that were in their 60s and their 70s. And they said, we've had this insurance for 30 years. I want to keep my insurance. The president said I could. You can't. Sorry, it's going away. And then who would have thought that just before we celebrated 75 years, we would have State Fund cancel all their group policies that they had. We were the second oldest. We ended up being the oldest when the California Restaurant Association left them. And so we lost another partner. But when I became president, the one thing that was really on the forefront was when Nationwide came to us and said, Department of Insurance has said, you can no longer have associate members have a Farm Bureau membership strictly to get a discount on their auto insurance. But did they drop us like a hot potato? Absolutely not. They came and they said, we're going to work through this thing. It took about 8 years, didn't it, Jeannie? Yeah. They worked through it, the new membership model. We have Wayne Holt here, Paul's here, Dan Durheim's here. Dan worked on it, pretty much done by the time Dan got there, I think. But that's what a great insurance partner is all about. They stayed the course with us, and they know that the future of California agriculture is going to be with the largest general ag organization in California, and that's the California Farm Bureau. So even though, Rich, we had some tough times on budgets, the one thing we always knew is we had Nationwide was on our side, and so we really appreciate that. So, Jamie, congratulations. Look forward to the next one you open up.
Real quick, Bob, do you want to read what?
This paragraph kind of, this is 1949, but I think it's kind of indicative of how things have changed. This is titled Farm Bureau's Philosophy on Government. And it starts out, the principle of our competitive enterprise system is derived from and are consistent with our religious values and the highest goals of mankind seeks. Throughout the system, the American people have produced abundant goods and services and provided widespread educational advantages and opportunities for good health. That's what Farm Bureau is all about. Yeah, all about. So, I just make one note. Yeah, you don't give an old president a mic, dangerous. I would just say one thing Paul touched on, and it's really up to the leaders, the present leaders, Jamie and Shannon and Sean, to develop that leadership that comes behind you. I think it's been every president that I've been involved with has always made a point out of making sure that as you get toward the end of your reign, that you look back and feel like the organization is going to be in good shape because you've done everything you can to develop good leadership coming up behind you. So that's my
Thank you, Bob. It's not your farewell. Thank you for coming. Real quickly, I tell you, so we have our own little time capsule. It's a little, a few more stuff in here, but if you have any ideas what to put in here, that's fine. Let us know. We want to share with you really quick. So just because it's on top of no specific order, but we do have a Nationwide blanket in there. And I didn't know you were putting a Nationwide flag. I could put that in my office if you go upstairs to check the flags in my office. We also have the Nationwide hat. But then we also, of course, have our 100-year sticker, the green Farm Bureau logo that you got. We have the membership benefits at the time that we have. We have our officers, directors, advisory members brochure, our bylaws, and our policies. You may remember in Project Paul started, but Keep the State on Your Plate was our Proposition 1 water bond that we were successful in winning. Hopefully by then, in 100 years, it'll be like, so that's where Sites Reservoir came from. So, of course, a cowbell right here. We have the 100-year anniversary pin from American Farm Bureau, which celebrated that last year. We have our 100-year anniversary pin. We have the plow pin that Paul started at Farm Pack. We also have the other plow pin, the newly upgraded one. So if you don't have either of these, you can pick one up tonight. Mike Zimmerman, raise your hand, $1,000. We can put you on that. As well as our brochure from our annual meeting. So now we have a thumb drive. So 100 years from now, everyone's going to laugh about us. Everyone's going to be able to get a thumb drive. So,
Did those really work? Tap your head.
The best. And one of the best things, and we haven't talked about this all because we talk about farmers, and that's the core of who we are as memberships. And you're seeing some alumni here, but of course, I mean, our California Bountiful, once known as California Country, and that's the outreach, right? That's the outreach we do to and our California Bountiful TV program. So we have the recent issue there, although we had a new issue today that's out, so grab up. We should put the other issue that we just got today in there as well. We had an article, we had Sacramento Bee put in here, but it's all about a new soccer team, so it's not going to be too good. At least on the front page, it did have a little thing in the corner about PG&E turning off our power again. So we have, of course, we have the Sigmar groundwater publication that we send out. Our sponsor impact report, what we do for Nationwide, what we do as Farm Bureau that makes us a great partner to Nationwide. First time on, we have our strategic planning session report, so going there as well. You saw this by the numbers. Man, there's a lot of stuff in here. Of course, we have to have a sign in there as well. Here's the Sacramento Bee that we're getting, but it's all soccer. So, a list of county presidents at the time is in here. Our state, our farm pack contribution list. So we'll keep that one hidden. We won't show that one today because we don't really show that. We just appreciate anyone giving anything, but it'll be fun. It won't be like in Bitcoin. Back then they're like, they didn't have Bitcoin back then. Our AFBF policy book. Another thing we're proud of, because another thing that is thanks to Farm Bureau is California Ag in the Classroom. We are happy. One of the big accomplishments we had this last year is partnering with McDonald's to talk about where their food comes from, coming from California. So this is on all their trays at McDonald's up and down California, Northern California, where their food at McDonald's comes from, California farms. And people, been pretty fun to watch people react to this who are very shocked. So that's in there as well. The last thing that I requested, of course, well, I talked about this, so thank you for putting this issue in. We have the issue from our little water protest at the Capitol in there, and then we have this week's most current Ag Alert as well. The one that's fun, and Paul talked about it, we talked about a thumb drive, but I said, this is my request. I want the most modern tractor toy that John Deere makes. So we have a John Deere tractor, and everyone 100 years from now is going to be going, it doesn't hover. Wow, they could drive that? So anyway, so we have a toy tractor from this area here as well.
It is on our model, though.
There you go.
That's the race model.
Yeah, so if you guys have any other ideas to throw in, there's plenty of room in the box, just let us know and we'll throw it in there. But so now you can't talk about it for another 100 years, so don't give away the surprise of the next building dedication that I won't be at. Anyway, so with that, I just want to say thank you. Have a great evening. There's a poster in here, 100-year anniversary. Make sure you sign the little poster over here. Maybe we'll throw that in there as well. Pick up a cowbell. We have a photo booth, 100th anniversary backdrop up there. Go get a picture up there with your friends and family and past Farm Bureau employees and past presidents. So thank you everyone for coming and enjoy. So with that, thank you.